Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to another lesson of Read and Learn. Hope you're doing fantastic today. Today we're going to learn about the things that break your wudu. So we've already learned about what is wudu, how to make wudu, and the conditions of wudu. If you haven't done that, I suggest you go back to those videos and do that before. Now, this is important. So we need to know the things that break your wudu because you can have wudu, but what happens if you break your wudu? And what are the things that break your wudu? So we're going to look at this. It's quite a nice topic today. So if you haven't got your pen or your book ready, go get it. And when you do, let us start. So let's start with this task. So using the words below, complete the sentence. You don't have to write this down. Just shout out the answer. Wudu means ablution in English. Fantastic. The next one. Something have to make wudu before something. Brilliant. Muslims have to make wudu before praying. The last one. Wudu has to be done in order. Very good. Now that is brilliant. So let's move on. So the things that break wudu are very important. If a person breaks their wudu, they have to do wudu again. That means if you have wudu and you do one of these things, that means you've broke your wudu. That means you have to go and make it again. It's important that we know this because if a person prays without wudu and they know that they've broken their wudu, guess what? Their salah will not be accepted. And that's not good, is it? So a person cannot pray if they're not pure. So when you wash yourself, making wudu, that means you are ritually pure. That means you're in a state of purity. Once you break your wudu, that means you're no longer pure, that you have to make wudu again. So what are the things that break wudu? So the first one, and this is important that you write these down. So pause the video and you write them down. So the first one coming up. Ready? So anything that comes from the private part. So the first thing that breaks your wudu is any of these things. Have a look. Stool. So stool is a big word. You might know it as poo. So if you go to the toilet and do number 2, that means you've broken your wudu. If you do number 1, so you go to the toilet, that means you do number 1, that means you've broken your wudu. And if you fart, yeah, so if you pass wind. Now these 3 things, if you do them, that means you have broken your wudu. Guess what? You have to do wudu again. Fantastic. Now, it's important that we know these 3 because sometimes you might think, oh, why? I didn't mean it. Doesn't matter if you didn't mean it. If you just sat down and then all of a sudden, by accident, you farted and you didn't mean it, that means you've broken your wudu. Got it? So pause the video and then write this down. Okay, fantastic. Let's move on to number 2 then. Number 2 is losing one's mind. What does that mean? Losing one's mind. That means if you faint, so you've lost your mind, right? Because you don't know what's happened. So if you faint, or you pass out, or if you have a blackout, that means you have to do wudu again. Not just that, if you sleep, if you go to sleep and you wake up, that means your wudu has broken. That means you have to do it again. Got it? Pause the video, write these 2 down. So these are called losing one's mind because you lose your mind. Okay, fantastic. There's more obviously. So if you go mental, that means you've lost your wudu. Number 3 is eating camel's milk. You're probably thinking, what? Eating camel's meat? Have a look at this. So where's the evidence for this? A man asked the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, should we do wudu after eating camel milk? He said, yes. So you have to do wudu after eating camel's meat. You might not eat camel's meat every day, but once you do, remember that. Now there's some scholars, you're old now to know this, right? Of course you are. So some scholars, they say you don't have to make wudu. But majority of scholars, so majority of them, and according to the correct opinion, that means to the correct point, that means we have to make wudu. So it's better to be safe, right? So here we go. The next one. You ready for number 4? Is touching one private part. So touching one's front private part. Now, because the hadith of Basra bin Safwan. Do you know who Basra bin Safwan is? He's a Sahaba. He's one of the friends of the Prophet ﷺ, the companion. And he heard the Prophet ﷺ say, whoever touches his penis, yes, don't laugh, let him do wudu. So you're a big boy now, so you should know this, or you're a big girl. So this is just a word because we're learning about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and we're learning about religion. So we don't need to be funny about it. So whoever touches his penis, let him do wudu. So you know this very well. So your front private part. Now this word, we don't say it again. So we only say it now because you're learning how to make wudu. So your front private part. Okay. Now, these are the things that break your wudu. Now, it's important to know these because anything else doesn't break your wudu because people get so confused. How about when you sweat? Does that break your wudu? No. Here's a question for you. How about when you cry? Does that break your wudu? No. How about when you touch your mother? Does that break your wudu? No. How about when you sneeze? Does that break your wudu? No. How about when you vomit? No. So none of these break your wudu, only these ones that we've mentioned. So because you've been an absolute superstar, it's game time. You ready? Now this game is quite different today. Here are the rules. In this game, you will work alone. That means no one will help you. Not your mom, not your dad, only you. Got it? And all I want you to do is, I will show you pictures of a person breaking wudu. You have to tell me the answers. Ready? Okay, here comes the first picture. What is this? So which part of this breaks wudu? Fantastic. Fainting or losing one's mind. Okay, so this is fainting, yeah? This person has fainted. So that means they have to make wudu again. Have a look at the next picture then. Fantastic. Eating camel's meat. So if you eat a camel's meat, you have to make wudu. So you're not going to eat camel's meat maybe, but one day maybe someone might say, oh, this is camel's meat. Then you have to remember, oh, that means I have to make wudu. The next one, ready? Fantastic. Sleeping. That means you have to make wudu again. You have broken your wudu. Next one. So what do people do when they put their hands sometimes, which is not a good manner? So touching your front private part, yeah? So if you put your hand there and you touch your front private part, then this breaks wudu. Next one. Fantastic. Passing wind or farting. So fart. Next one. Brilliant. Go into the toilet. So anything that comes from the front or back private parts. And you remember what the 3 things we said? We doing number 1, number 2, and passing wind or farting. Got it? So these 3 break your wudu. Now, this is everything we need to know about the things that break wudu. And it's important that we remember these so then we don't get confused. So, it's been an absolute joy learning with you today. Join me next time. I'll see you soon. Take care. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.